Good morning, people of God. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody rested well. Listen, I want to say this right quick, and then I gotta. Daniel, don't get no more of them treats. He down there crunching on a tree. But I want to say this right quick. Don't try to wrap your mind around the inconsistent, weird behavior of some folk. Don't try to wrap your mind around it when folk go weird with you. And oftentimes it'll be folk, maybe, I know sometimes it can be confusing when certain folks switch up, especially if there were folk who you've never had an argument with, never had a bad thing happen. It was always pleasant conversations. They may have praised you about certain things, and you're always praising, helping, and pouring into them. And then sometimes you'll see where folk just start to act weird, or they can no longer remain consistent with you. At some point, the light that you carry, it exposes what's on the inside of people. Especially when you're a type of person who walk in the truth. You're always just walking in, trying your best to walk in truth. You're willing to change. You're doing your own internal work. You're working on yourself, and you live a life of truth. When you live a life of truth, you're going to see weird behavior. You're going to see folk who may have been consistent with you at one point. All of a sudden, they just fall off, or all of a sudden, it just seems like they be trying to dodge you, or they just ignoring you, or they just not able to remain consistent. And you'll start questioning yourself, trying to figure out, maybe I said something. What did I say? You try to go back in conversation. It's all going to waste your energy, and if they really don't have a grip on themselves and they're not doing their work, they may allow you to play into that and try to play on your mind, and they may get a kick out of that. These people are, some of them need deliverance, and you may send them a text or try to question, everything okay? Or they'll respond back just as fine, not saying nothing, but deep down inside, what it is I'm gonna give you the tea. I'm gonna give you the answer. Can I keep it real with you? Deep down inside, what it is something they've reached a point where them being connected to you, they enjoy your company. They like you. They may even love you, but it's come to a point where that light that you carry has gotten right into a spot of something where they can no longer go on and pretend to be somebody they're not, or they can no longer try to pretend and like they're on your level, eye level, when really they're not, or they can no longer hide that thing that maybe they are trying to keep hidden, their monster, that demon that they know they've been struggling with for a long time. Either they're not ready to change, and by them being so connected to you, is making that spirit uncomfortable because it wants to go out and do what it wants to do. And so they have to break connection with you so they can continue living in that dark life that they've been trying to hide from you. And by them being inconsistent, falling away, you may question yourself and say, well, Dad, we used to be so close, or this person used to do this and they used to do that. No, and then sometimes it can be that they are ashamed, and or they just don't want you to know, or they may be feeling some type of way about you. The more good you are to them, the more the better the way that you treat them is so real. The more loving you are, it shows them that maybe they secretly put their mouth on you. Maybe they said some things about you, and because they wait for an opportune time for something bad to happen, or for an argument to come up, and everything is just so peaceful, they can't get it out what they want to get, or you ain't falling into the trap that maybe they thought you was gonna fall in, so they just go away. They just flip on you. They just act funny, and as you keep being your authentic self, if you keep being a good person, the greater you become, the more embarrassed they're going to feel. They become embarrassed to look at you, and then when there's so much time elapsed and they don't come around and be honest, and keep it real with you, there's so much of a gap, you don't know how to trust them no more. And you can't really trust them. How can you trust someone who is going inconsistent with you? How can you trust someone who has turned cold on you for no reason. You still hot. You ain't change up on nobody. You still, stop that, Daniel. You still hot. You ain't changed up on nobody. You know, you still being the same person you was when they flipped on you, when they left your side. Daniel, I'm not playing with you. You the same person you was. So it's hard for them to come back. The only way they could come back to you is if they keep it real, because real recognize real. You see what I'm saying? Real recognize real. So they come back to you trying to throw out some bones or some breadcrumbs to see if you're going to bite. You deal with them on the level that now you know that they on. They done went down. They ain't at eye level no more. You know, they don't get that same level of respect and honor that you had for them, because you see they're not deserving of it. They don't get access to your life, the intimate things within your life that you once gave them access to. You ain't changed on nobody. You don't think you better than nobody. You still yourself. But don't try to wrap your mind around it. That's what it is. That's what a lot of folk not going to tell you, because folk ain't used to keeping it real. We living in a world today, it's just so full of just, you know, unauthentic, selfish, not selfless, selfish folk, you know. Folk who play games, folk who get a kick out of talking about you in group texts and stuff like that, you know. Folk who are not sincere. See, when you real, you got to understand you rare. God protect you, keep you isolated for a reason. And when you move, there's a whole mob that moves with you. People ain't going to tell you, but see, your presence is felt. Your name rings bells. Your name shakes things up, but people ain't gonna tell you that. They're gonna try to treat you like you just minimum, like you just second class. See? And the more humble you remain, and the more honest and consistent with God you remain, the more power he's going to endow on the inside of you. God is going to work through you continuously in the earth. He uses the foolish thing to confound the wise. Many of them folk thought they were wise, laughing at Noah building that ark, and they ain't putting their hand to their price. Said, man, that fool over there building an ark in the middle of this beautiful summer. Oh, keep doing them things. Keep working on your secret projects and stuff. Keep writing down your visions, your ideas. Everybody ain't going to understand you. They ain't supposed to. You're peculiar. You're different. You're set apart. But anyway, that's all I want to say. Don't try to wrap your mind around the weird and inconsistent behavior in others. Actually expect it. And when you see that, you just keep being a good person. Make sure on the inside, you walking in truth. You keeping your integrity level high. You know, you being honest. Not saying that you perfect, but when you make mistakes, call yourself out. Talk about your mistakes. You know, apologize to God when you do something, or you may be snappy with somebody and you didn't really mean it. When God bring that thing back to your attention, if you did it in the midst of being busy or doing something, go back and deal with them. Listen, I talked to you a little snappy earlier, but I was doing this. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean, I shouldn't have spoken to you like that. Whatever it is, you know, every situation is different. When you make a mistake, take accountability for it. That's another thing that sets you apart. We live in a world where everybody want to point out the wrong and the faults in other people, but they're not going to take accountability when they wrong. They too big and they too high and mighty to say that they sorry. They too big and they too high and mighty to say, you know what, I spoke real strongly about this right here, but then I later found out I made a mistake on this, so I just got to correct myself on that. A big person does that. See, it's nothing wrong. That's what make you a leader. That's what make you strong. When you can not only recognize your strength, but you can also recognize your faults and recognize when you mess up sometime. That's it. We all human. Everybody mess up sometime. But anyway, don't try to wrap your mind around. I got to get off here now. My neighbor, her and her husband, they have requested my spaghetti. And her husband said, well, if you don't want to make it, you can just, give me the recipe. I said, oh, no, I make it. I ain't giving up my recipe, baby. So I got to go. And then it's chilly today. The weather just flips up on you. So it's a chilly day. Then it doesn't start raining. I hear the rain coming down and it's getting harder. And there's one thing I don't have, and I need to get out here and go to the store. I ain't really want to leave out the house today. Nope. But anyway, let me get off here. Don't try to wrap your mind around the weird and inconsistent behavior of others. You just keep doing good. Keep shining your light. We are the light of the world. Don't ever let that light grow dark. You your mama's little snooka wooka wooka wooka. Mwah. Keep being a good person. And we know that the blood of Jesus Yeshua, our Savior, our friend, our brother, our Messiah, His blood is the only blood that matters. God will never leave his people. He will always be with us. All right? And you are shining bright. They see you. Even when they act like they don't see you, they see you. They learning from you. Too prideful. Some too prideful to tell you to acknowledge you. But you keep doing what you're doing. Okay? You're very, very close to a miracle, to a breakthrough that's going to make you forget about every negative and evil, wicked hardship that you've had to endure in the past. Keep enduring, and you shall inherit the promise. God bless you. I love you.